Hey folks, why haven't you subscribed yet? Tell them, Lily. Good evening, folks. So, today's video, I wanted to cover something that was happening now. Come the release date of this, it may not have happened. It may already have passed, but everybody will know what's going on. If you look behind me, normally you would be able to very clearly see a mountain. Now, I won't know until I edit the video, but from the small lens I have here, it looks very foggy. So that is not fog, that is smoke. Coming from the wildfires in the Pacific Northwest in Canada. The reason I wanted to make this is, as I said, this will be out Friday, so anyone who is in the area will know that this is kind of old news. But the video I want to make is, just because something happens in one ecosystem thousands of miles away does not mean it won't affect an ecosystem, something like our ecosystem. Now, this is just smoke. It will eventually settle. It's going to cause some people some breathing problems if they have lung issues and that kind of thing. But for the most part, this would be no different than if the wildfire was just to the west of us, or whichever way the wind blows. What I wanted to get into this is that this drought that's hit the Pacific Northwest, the intense heat in areas that did not see, had never saw this heat before. This has caused some issues. I'll show you the smoke map here, and here's a photo of one of the cities. I'm going to try to find a city picture of New York in the smoke. But anyway, this got me to thinking about, in 1815, the Tambora volcano in Indonesia erupted massively. Some have even classified it as being a supervolcano. Though I don't know how it's technically classified, but it had been tossed around in by certain people. Anyway, the Tambora volcano, which was nowhere near as big as, say, Yellowstone, but the Tambora volcano erupted in Indonesia. It affected quite a few people in that area. And then the next summer that rolled around, the ash and other particles in the air reflected sunlight. So the amount of sunlight reaching the earth was not as much. Coupled that with the fact that we were actually coming off of, we were still in the death throes of the last ice age, we ended up having what was called a year without a summer. At which point, at that time, Mary Shelley had wrote her novel, Modern Prometheus, or Frankenstein, as most people know it. But this volcano in Indonesia affected crops in Europe and in America. It affected the weather patterns for a couple of years after. This fire, depending on how long it goes, could affect things. But wildfires in the West are quite common, unfortunately. If, say, Yellowstone were to erupt, that would negatively impact the environment, and very well could stop crops around the world for the production of crops for at least a year or two, which would send humanity into starvation, and it wouldn't be good. The reason I want to make this is because things that happen in one area affect other areas. Fertilizers put on fields and the drainage in the headwaters of the Mississippi cause a dead zone in the delta. Mining coal in a mountain pollutes the streams and rivers downstream. These things matter. So this wildfire is horrible, but it shows that we're not necessarily separate. A year or two ago, a sandstorm in the Sahara was caught up on the trade winds, and we saw the effects of that here in America across the Atlantic. So these things, the ecosystems, though separate, everything's connected. Everything's together. Just keep that in mind, and I just thought I would share. Thank you all. Have a great day. Like, subscribe to this channel if you're not already. Subscribe to my gaming channel if you like gaming related things, as far as card games, board games, tabletop games, that kind of thing. Have a great day.